What's going on, Pisces? How are you doing? Hope we're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be your reading for the month of July 2025. So in this reading, Pisces, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy, some things you do not see coming, and also get some advice from your angels and spirit guides for you regarding July 2025 and so much more. So thank you for being here. Before we begin this reading, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading. And I really do appreciate you in advance for taking the time to check this reading out, Pisces. So if this general reading does happen to resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. I'd also really appreciate that. Over here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this reading and see what's coming your way, Pisces, for the month of July 2025. Ooh. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Pisces. Something's going to be put right, Pisces, here. Something in your life that you intuitively felt has been off for a long time that you couldn't really put your finger on. Hold on. Wow. Interesting energy that you have here, Pisces. There seems to be a lot of justice and clarity coming into your life, particularly in what you don't see coming about something that could have been taken from you, or an experience that you may have been getting gypped out of in life or robbed of. Now, I don't want to induce the victim consciousness or even the martyr consciousness or like the savior. Like, I'm not trying to do that because I know Pisces can be anything, but you can slip into that because I do feel like there is a situation that your intuition and this reading, what I'm going to tell you, Pisces, is that July 2025 is going to clear up like, oh, I wish I knew that earlier. Or like, oh, I knew this was coming, but like, damn, that's the truth of it. Wow. So there's going to be a lot of clarity in your life, particularly though, about a situation involving some sort of scheme that you intuitively have felt for a very, very long time, but maybe you just couldn't put your finger on it. For some of you, this is going to involve money or some sort of like inheritance or some sort of like literal inherited, I don't want to say curse, but I'm talking to Pisces, so I could say that. It's not really a curse. It's just like a burden of excess energy that may have been passed down to you from your family here. And what this is going to do is that it will feel like you're going back in time, but to a much happier place. So I actually have been experiencing this recently where just throughout all the chaos of life, for the last years, like I've been sucked into this like vortex, but there's been all this like induced energy basically breaking me out of it. But I'm just sure if you're listening to this, that means you're a vibrational match to hearing it. And I feel for you in July 2025, there can be a lot of people potentially coming back into your life, or there will be healed reflections of those people. So some of you may have had relationships when you were younger that were like really good, and some of you are going to heal those relationships, but some of you are going to like meet people that are just like the people that you used to hang out with, but they're actually like a healed version. But there is something, for some of you, it's even like legally, and this is a very deep situation involving justice, and I think it's going to be one of the best months for you in a really long time, particularly that of happiness as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. Before we get into the tarot, let's go ahead and start the reading off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards. And these oracle cards that I'm going to show you are the energy that you need to embody, the energy the spirit wants you to be in. The first one is financial freedom. And I think this is telling you to view money like air. Breathe in, breathe out. There's more than enough to go around. And being in the abundant mindset. Finding new ways to make money is going to be a challenge for you, for some of you. For others of you, there's some sort of financial freedom coming to you by way of a mysterious means that you may have been picking up on for a long time. For a lot of you, there could be clarity around a certain situation that you feel like wasn't right, or there's something going on behind the scenes that you will get clarity about how to move forward. In your challenge, you have the Queen of Pentacles, which obviously can have to do with money. And so in your challenge here, I feel like it's all about the ability to do whatever you want to do, which is basically what money is. Like, money is the ability to do whatever the heck you want to do. So I feel like that's really coming, but it's going to come, for many of you, this is going to come through some sort of creative inspiration. I'm predicting that for July, there's going to be a lot of inspiration that you want to act on as soon as possible, because there is an outlet for you to make a lot of money with this. And it may feel like you're going back in time, Pisces, to kind of like do something that you always wanted to do, particularly in your childhood. And first of all, it will feel like you're going back into your past. You know what I mean? That's just that it's point blank, but it's up to you to keep rowing the shore. So you also have positive intention. The energy that you need more of is positive intention. It seems basic on the surface, but it's really not. In July 2025, a lot of you are being called to get more clear about your intentions. And the positive intention card, Pisces, talks about a fact that there's something in your life that you're not directly going for, and you may be going about it in an indirect way. So it's time to really get clear about what your actual intentions are in the situations that you find yourself in. Because, like, I just get like, some of you may be, like, dating someone, and there's, like, I have an intention to, like, get married to you. But then, like, deep down, it's like you want to do something else, and there's like, a different intention. So it's all about getting very clear, and particularly going for things in a direct way rather than a roundabout kind of manipulative way that I think has held you back in the past, Pisces. So financial freedom, positive intention. You also have positive focus, which shows that it is going to be a really positive month for you. And there's almost a situation that there will be pain involved in it, so I'm not trying to minimize or invalidate your trauma at all. But there is going to be a situation where you can exclude negative, and you can exclusively focus on positive outcomes. So I think this is a good month for you to really do positive visualizations, like to really expect the best from life and then go out and get that. But it will feel like you're going back in time in order to do that. There may be some sort of calamity or a dramatic situation in the past where you felt gypped, where your intuition was like, something is not right here, and truth comes out and you actually get justice for that. For some of you, it could even be like poetic justice, where it like amps you up, because like sometimes you just need to get punched in the mouth to like wake up, you know. Like sometimes like when I have my back against the wall and there's like really nothing else for me to do, I just start like spazzing, and my creativity just like comes out. And sometimes when you're too desensitized to things, or you don't look into things, or you get like in this haze, you get in this like derp state, just like non-creative, like looking on your phone haze. And I think that life is waking you out, breaking you out of the matrix this month. But because you're broken out of the matrix, you can now be in your own world. It is safe for you, I would say, to be in your own world of your own pleasures and your own creation, particularly that of the element of fire, of spirit, of ideas from the higher mind, and then acting on them in physical reality is really important. Because there's just this overwhelming clarity. You also have self-love as the last card. So what would someone who loved themselves do? self-love and positive focus and positive intention. It is a month where you're going to be the center of attention as well. Some of you are going to be getting a lot more attention from people. Now, for some of you, there's a lot of attention on you at this time because of some sort of negative experience that your intuition may have told you about, that you were getting robbed or schemed or somehow taken advantage of, that now there's justice to the situation. I think that there's a lot of people who are kind of going to be like, how did Pisces do that? And they didn't know that you had a Merkaba thing. Because like where I'm at right now, I literally came here based off my astrology relocated chart, which there's two a grand trine in astrology is when you have, it's basically like a triangle formation in the chart. But when you have two grand trines stacked upon each other, that creates the Merkaba star. And when and you don't need that in your chart, but when you have the Merkaba star going, which many of you Pisces do, you're actually assisting in a much greater project than you know about, because when the star seeds, the awakened souls, have their Merkaba star activated, you literally will, like, you are participating in a complete regeneration of this world in ways that would blow your mind. I was doing deep research, and I saw basically like a lot of ET activity in terms of like ships. And then I realized that like I moved here because I had the Merkaba, which is like two grand trines stacked upon each other. So it's just like I can go anywhere, I can do anything, and I have more energy. And basically I'm realizing the reason why I'm seeing these ships here is because of my Merkaba star, which is like assisting in that. That's all I'm going to say. So it's really amazing. But for you, this is about you. And there's a reason why you are hearing me say what I'm saying right now, because there's a lot of work that you're doing, I think, Pisces, behind the scenes that maybe goes unnoticed, but it can't go unnoticed when it manifests in the physical reality, except that many people won't give you the credit because it's hard to track. Especially as a Pisces, you can be anything to anyone. Like, a Pisces woman is the most amazing, or one of the most amazing women on the planet, because you can be anything to someone. You can be anything to a guy. You can be anything to a girl. So if you're a Pisces man or a Pisces woman watching this, I want you to realize that like people need you more than you know. You're not just blank canvas, but you are a springboard for other people's deepest needs that you can actually portray and allow to unfold, because they are obviously in your life for a reason. So you are going to have a lot of clarity here, and there's going to be deep truths about your childhood that may make you feel very uncomfortable, but that will set you free. They say you can't spell the word truth without hurt in it, but the truth will piss you off, but then it will set you free. So there's a lot of self-love. It's almost like looking back on life, like reviewing the contract you signed up for. Like, damn, I really signed up for this, didn't I? But it's within awareness, because that's the whole point of this life, is to awaken. So I know I haven't even shown you the card. Sorry about that. But let's go ahead and get into this reading. Your opportunity is the Sun card. So this is all about masculine energy, clarity. There could be clarity revolving a situation having to do with your own identity, having to do with your own father for some of you, having to do with your own sense of innocence and happiness as well. You just have an opportunity to be very happy. And I get an effortless flow of creation because you're going to be lost in the moment of doing whatever you're doing. There's also going to be like some of you, like I'm getting the image of like you're evolving into a next generation of yourself. If you were like a Pokemon, you're gonna like be evolving. Now some of you are a legendary Pokemon, but you still have childhood trauma that makes you think you're like Mudkip still. No, you're not anymore, but you have to like go back to see that or something like that. So like I said, the Queen of Pentacles is your challenge. This could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn woman in your life that is there's a lot of problems. There could be something around children here, because you see the little kid here on the Sun card, and you see the mature woman in the challenge. So there could be something around your childhood. There could be something around your children. There could be something about that happening, like clarity around that type of stuff. I want to say more stuff, but I want to keep it like, I know some of you are going to hate me for doing that, but tune in psychically to see. But anyway, let's keep going. Once again, this is a very happy month, a very inspiration-filled month for you. You have the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and also the Four of Wands in your overall general energy. So it's interesting that they're all going a certain direction. In my direction, it's towards the past. So for you, so there's a lot of, there could even be a group of people that there's like a healthy gap in maturity where it fits together like a glove or something like that. The Four of Wands is about your home. It could be something to do with your roots, your foundation, but it's also a rite of passage, and it's the card of soul family for me, and it's the card of even marriage and celebration. So some of you are going to like recreate yourself, recreate your identity in a very, very big way. I think and it feels right. Like there's nothing else that you could do in this situation. Now here's where it gets weird, right? And I think some of you are going to tap into a certain level of aggression or anger, but coming from like a peaceful and contained place. I think a lot of you are going to tap into your own reserves of power, which we're going to do creatively, but there's also going to just be this like acknowledgement in you of your own power rather than being disempowered. But in what you don't see coming, and this is talking about the disempowerment that comes from your past, I feel, or it's a certain rite of passage that some of you are even going through now. Some of you are waking up to your spiritual abilities as well, and some of you are seeing how trauma played a role in that. Because some of you listening to this, you had to have it cloaked, like until this time, I'm hearing, or like even until the future, like this is just the beginning. That's what I think people don't understand. We have entered into a different age. Like the age of Aquarius. This is talking about long periods of time where the world that we know is done. It's over. It's crumbling. So build towards something that will make you feel positive intention, self-love. It's really up to each and every one of us. So whatever happened in the past, it's coming out because it definitely is. You can become like the people who hurt you, or you can use that pain as fuel. As wrong as it was, as messed up as this was, you are receiving justice for it. Now, there could be a couple of people in your challenge that want to keep you down. The Queen of Pentacles in your challenge. Oh, hush, hush. They don't deserve to know about that. Let's keep it quiet, or let's make sure they're still getting, left out, like whatever. Because, like, in what you don't see coming of the High Priestess, the Seven of Swords, and also the Justice card. So I feel like there's some sort of intuition here that you've been in some way, like someone has been messing with you, or this could even go way back into your origins, because for some reason this is just coming out as an origin card today. Like there's something about your origins that you weren't fully told about, and this could have led to you being in a life situation where you experienced a lot of pain, but you may realize that you signed up for that from a higher level. So it's like, congratulations, you played yourself. Like, congratulations, you can take it out on everyone. Or you can realize that I signed up for this and empower everyone. Because the best lesson that you can teach people is to just be unlike them and to win at life and to live a happy life. Like, the best way to get back at someone is not like by directly going at. Now, there are certain lines that people cross that if you cross those lines, yeah, you're going to be dealt with, right? I don't care if you're a Pisces, whatever sign, that's just what happens, and people understand that, and people from a higher level understand that. But I get this is like a line that there's like a very confusing form of trauma in, and I feel like it's like a devilish energy. I feel like it's like it's like an immature siphoning of your energy that is now going to stop. I feel like that people were potentially even siphoning your energy for a long time without you even knowing it. But the ways in which that happens is insane. like the things that I've had to do to get my energy back, it's actually pretty simple, but it's also like when I think about it, it just like, okay, my third eye is just getting like just hurt all this, like, so my third eye started hurting like as if someone was taking my head and like going like that, like really hard without touching me. So that's what I'm like, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is like there's something in your life that you're taking the puzzle pieces together and you're becoming more integrated, more whole and complete. I think things that would have broken someone else, you are just coasting actually through. Because the Pisces energy and your ability to heal and your ability to do things is oftentimes hidden from view. And this is what we have to understand, especially if you're a Pisces sun sign. People will view you as they want to view you with whatever is within themselves or with whatever you project. If you're a Pisces sun sign, you might as well have a box full of masks that you put on. So if you don't understand that a lot of your abilities are going to be cloaked for a very specific reason that only specific people will be able to tell, then you'll understand why your life felt a little bit more hazy than other people. You will understand that you have many abilities that you are doing now that you don't even know you're doing. And I don't say this to kind of like to launch you off into fantasy land. I say this for you to have self-trust and to actually be able to have a focus where you go directly for what you want. Because I think there's something falling apart where your true life purpose or your true identity may have been cloaked for a long time for a higher purpose or for a scheming reason that is now being put right. This may also have to do with a lot of people that had a vested interest in you, that somehow being able to siphon off your energy was a very key element to keep the status quo going. So now what happens when you take your energy back? There's a transformation, but there's going to be upheaval. And, you know, this can be dimensional beings. This can even be for some of you like, you know what, right now, I'm not going to get into that right now. But you have the death card, the Chariot, and the Hermit when it comes to your advice. So this is a very spiritual, replenishing advice. The Hermit card is about going within. Virgo energy. You have the Chariot. You have the death card, Scorpio energy. And I feel like you have a lot more divine protection than you know. And you are really free to go in any direction at this time. And that's what's tricky, because you're free to go in any direction at this time that you want. I feel that if you keep going in the same direction that you've been going in, you may run into the same problems down the road in the form of the same core issue taking a new shape in the future, but you'll be like, oh no, it's all good. Now, some of you, I get you're actually meant to do that, and you may not even know this is happening, so it's probably stupid for me to even say it. But for others of you, I feel like there's a real pivot, because the Chariot in your advice is all about freedom of movement. You can go left, you can go right, you can go up, you can go down, and I do feel like Spirit is asking you to pivot. Now, some of you, you're being given a choice. You're being given a choice to go back into the past, into the dirty South, the dirty past, to really restore some sort of justice and to really figure out what happened and to get out. Now, others of you are being called to kind of just transmute your trauma without getting to the nitty-gritty details. And you're being called to like rub it in people's faces indirectly, which some of you, that will make you more happy. So that's just called being a successful human being. Not letting someone pull you into negativity. Being kind when someone is not kind. Being a star when someone wants to see you hidden. Being this or that when someone wants the opposite for you. But it's not about going against what they want. It's just about being who you are. But some of you, there is this choice, because you have actually, like, I would understand the potentially even rage. Now, some of you are going to become a firebender because, unfortunately, this is Avatar. And as a Pisces, you are able to basically play with any element that you want, because you are a combination of all elements. So I suggest that you play with, well, you will be playing with fire, but that will be towards your past. Some of you may say, I just want to go burn my past down. Now, is that a good idea? I don't think so, because justice is coming for you in that realm. It's really about how much of this past do I want to dig up in a conscious way versus how much of this do I just want to transmute by living my best life and moving forward and basically leaving people in the dust. You can leave them in the dust, or you can like enter, you can be the what is that? You can either leave them in the dust like a rabbit, or you can become what's the tornado guy? What's the cartoon? The Tasmanian devil. You can be a Tasmanian devil, and you can be a rabbit who just leaves people in the dust. What's up, Doc? Fling! But either way, you're going to be successful. So let's start clarifying some of these cards for you. There's going to be a lot of clarity about your past, though. So you're going to have this like extra beam of energy. Why is the Sun card? I feel like you're going to have so much energy, too. Why is the Sun card in your... All right, well, this definitely has to do with trauma, but it will set you free. The Sun card is clarified by the Nine of Swords and the Queen of Cups. So this may have to do with unrequited love or unconditional love that wasn't there, that you have a lot of clarity about, that kind of like you understand like what you want to experience the opposite, or you may understand that you need to heal something that you never got. That's really what I feel here, Pisces. Like there's some sort of form of unconditional love, or that you could have been, there's a lot of clarity about a betrayal potentially. Like you could have been stabbed in the back by someone in the past. Like, and it may have felt like you didn't know about it, but now you do know about it. So for some of you, that Queen of Cups, who is that Queen of Cups for you? Some sort of watery woman that you have a lot of emotions for. What else is that about? The Ten of Pentacles. So this is about your legacy. Once again, I do get like inheritance for it. Like I'm sorry to say it. There's something about like a hidden family truth or some sort of like thing about your origins that was like you were somehow like not informed about. Let's clarify that Queen of Pentacles as well in your challenge, Pisces. You have the Page of Pentacles, the Moon, and also the Six of Pentacles here. So this is about some dirty work being kept in the past. Your challenge may be to balance yourself out in a healthy way rather than getting caught up in illusion or emotional situations. So yeah, this could involve like two different women that like fires you up. Like, so whatever that's about here, this could involve like your finances and emotions, and it could get tricky. Other than that, Pisces, you're going to have a brilliant month with a lot of justice. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this.